Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. GH spoilers, Jason's generous offer may be the one that Carly accepts. General Hospital spoilers leak: Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, was taken aback by Dean Miller's Carolyn Hennessy friendly dose of truth serum. Hearing the play-by-play of how Carly Spencer's Laura Wright life has played out in his absence over the last 2 years came as a crushing blow to Jason. Learning his estate, half of which goes to Carly in the event of Jason's death, never made it to her because of legal red tape, Jason can't help but feel partially responsible for leaving Carly in dire straits. She never would have lost her half of the Metro Court if he were around, or at least that's what he'll tell himself. So when Jason offers up a substantial gift to help Carly bounce back from the setbacks she has faced in the last 2 years, it's anyone's guess whether she'll help. Carly is no stranger to having men swoop in and save her from herself when she gets in over her head. No one has bailed her out more than Jason has, and in so many ways, he always pulls her back from the brink. But without him around, she had to settle for the resources available to her. Far from an opportunist, Carly never wanted to be in a position where she had to lean on any other man in her life. Despite what he did to her, she wasn't even okay with leaving Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, and taking his money with her. When Drew and Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, wanted to give her the money to save her share of the hotel, she wouldn't have it. But it's different when the handout comes from Jason. When Drew gets wind of Carly's willingness to even consider taking Jason up on his offer to help her back on her feet, it's going to set his world on fire. Sure, he's doing his best to move on from his relationship with Carly, and he's the one who ended things in the first place, but finding out she's on board with accepting help from his twin brother instead of him will cut deep. Drew went to prison for Carly, and while she was willing to let him take that fall in her place, she wasn't willing to let him get her back to stability. Why is Jason an exception to her independence? It'll leave Drew reeling to see Carly accepting Jason's helping hand, and it just might make him rethink moving on after their clean break with no hard feelings. Admitting to himself that he can't stand Jason and Carly's closeness isn't an option, so he just might throw himself into rubbing her nose in his new engagements as much as he feels she's doing so to him. If he has to have a front row seat to Carly rebuilding her life with Jason's help, it may only feel fair to him to ensure she doesn't miss it when he steps out on the town with Nina Reeves Corinthos, Cynthia Watros. Stay tuned for more GH news and spoilers to see how this shakes out. In the world of General Hospital, where drama and intrigue swirl around the lives of its characters like a tempestuous storm, every decision holds weight. Every gesture ripples through the fabric of relationships, and in the latest twist of fate, Jason Morgan, the enigmatic and formidable figure of Port Charles, has made an offer that could potentially alter the course of several lives. Carly Corinthos, a woman of resilience and determination, finds herself at a crossroads once again. Her tumultuous journey has seen her weather countless storms, from love and loss to betrayal and redemption. But now, as she stands on the precipice of a new chapter, she faces a decision that could redefine her future. It all began with a clandestine meeting in the dimly lit corners of the Metro Court Hotel, where Jason, clad in his signature leather jacket, and Carly, with her fiery spirit barely contained, engaged in a conversation that would resonate deeply with both of them. "Carly, I know things have been complicated lately," Jason began, his voice low and measured, betraying the gravity of his words. "But I'm here to offer you something that could change everything." Carly's gaze flickered with a mixture of curiosity and wariness. She had learned over the years to tread carefully, especially when it came to matters involving Jason Morgan. But there was something in his demeanor, a sincerity that she couldn't ignore. "What kind of offer?" she asked cautiously, her mind already racing with possibilities. Jason took a moment to gather his thoughts, his expression inscrutable as he weighed his words. "I want you to consider taking over as the head of the Corinthos organization," he finally said, his voice steady despite the weight of his proposal. The air seemed to crackle with tension as Carly absorbed his words. The Corinthos organization, a sprawling empire built on a foundation of loyalty and power, had long been the domain of Sonny Corinthos, Carly's husband and the father of her children, but with Sonny's recent disappearance, presumed dead after a tragic accident, the reins of power hung precariously in the balance. For Carly, the offer was both unexpected and daunting. She had always been fiercely protective of her family, willing to go to any lengths to ensure their safety and prosperity, but to step into Sunny's shoes, to navigate the treacherous waters of organized crime, was a proposition she hadn't dared to entertain. "I don't know, Jason," she murmured, her brow furrowed with uncertainty. "I'm not sure I'm cut out for that kind of life." Jason regarded her with a gaze that held 1,000 unspoken truths. "You're stronger than you think, Carly," he said quietly. "You've proven time and again that you'll do whatever it takes to protect your family. This is just another way of doing that." His words struck a chord deep within Carly's heart, awakening a sense of determination that had lain dormant beneath her fears and insecurities. Could she really step into the role of a mob boss, wielding power and influence with the same conviction as Sunny? It was a daunting prospect, to be sure, but one she couldn't afford to dismiss lightly. As the days passed and Carly grappled with Jason's offer, whispers of dissent began to ripple through the corridors of Port Charles. Some viewed her as an unlikely successor, a woman with too much heart and too little ruthlessness to command the respect of the organization. Others saw her as a beacon of hope, a symbol of strength and resilience in a world fraught with danger and uncertainty. Meanwhile, tensions simmered on the home front as Carly's children grappled with the absence of their father. Michael, the eldest son and heir apparent to the Corinthos dynasty, struggled to come to terms with the weight of his responsibilities. Jocelyn, the headstrong daughter with a penchant for rebellion, found herself torn between loyalty to her family and a desire for independence. And little Avery, the youngest and most vulnerable of them all, clung to her mother with a sense of innocence that belied the chaos swirling around them. Through it all, Carly wrestled with her doubts and fears, grappling with the enormity of the decision that lay before her. Could she truly embrace her destiny as the head of the Corinthos organization, leading her family through the darkest of times with courage and conviction, or would she succumb to the pressure, retreating into the safety of the life she had known before? In the end, it was a choice born not of duty or obligation, but of love. Love for her children, whose future hung in the balance. Love for Sunny, whose legacy she was determined to honor. And perhaps, in a quiet corner of her heart, a love for Jason, whose unwavering faith in her had ignited a spark of hope in the depths of her soul. And so, as the sun set on another day in Port Charles, Carly Corinthos made her decision. With Jason's guidance and support, she would step into the role of mob boss, leading the Corinthos organization into a new era with strength and resilience. For better or for worse, it was a path she knew she had to walk, a journey that would test her courage and resolve like never before. But as she stood on the threshold of this new chapter, surrounded by the love of her family and the unwavering support of her friends, Carly knew that no matter what the future held, she would face it with the same fierce determination that had carried her through every trial and tribulation thus far. And in the end, perhaps that would be enough to ensure that Jason's generous offer would be the one she accepted, paving the way for a future filled with hope and possibility in the tumultuous world of General Hospital.